Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ringside Heat proudly brings to you Elite Report episode number 4. We're only 4 episodes in. Already I'm changing things. This is going to be a bit more of a rant than an actual recap. I still haven't found Collision. It got broken up all over the weekend because of the NCAA tournament. I know it was taped after Dynamite, but they didn't show it till Saturday night, Sunday night, and I didn't go find it yet. So we're not going to worry about it just yet. So first, to start off, they had a blizzard roll through town, and a lot of the talent weren't able to make it to the show. However, they were still able to pull off every advertised match, which is great. So right off the bat, I have to do a special mention for Mox, who drove 11 hours into a blizzard to end up getting spikes in his back at the end of his match. And then, of course, but I mean, not just him, all of the talent, everybody in production, being able to just pull that off. Again, every match that was advertised did happen. They were just a little bit longer because all the stuff in between that weren't matches, a lot of those talent weren't able to make it in. But yeah, kudos to AEW for still pulling off their flagship show. So that was important. And then, of course, again, like I said, Collision was taped afterwards, so that as well. Just thank you. As a fan who's watching every week, thank you very much for that. So yeah, this is going to be more of a rant than a recap. That street fight, I didn't hate it. I don't hate it. The result was fine. I think Mox should retain. He should go into Dynasty. Honestly, he should retain all the way to All in Texas and then lose it to whoever. I even would have saved him versus Swerve until All in Texas, but that's fine. It's going to be at Dynasty. But I just had too many questions, and not the greatest questions. Like, why have Christian carry around that stupid contract where the weird thing where you have to sign it and then submit it and then actually change the match, and it didn't work? I really wanted him to, Edge went, Adam Copeland, because he's in AEW, where Adam wins, and then Christian does what he did when he got the TNT title from Adam. So I was hoping for that to happen. I thought that would have been cool. But still, in the long run, it'd be better for Mox to be dethroned properly. So this it made it into a triple threat, and then it didn't work, and then Mox still retained, which I think he should still retain, but still, the result is fine. The way they got to it, I don't like. Also, why do the street fight at all? We just saw the match at the pay-per-view. It wasn't a street fight, but we saw them fight for the title, and he immediately gets a do-over, so that was weird. Just because Christian made it a triple, Christian didn't break any rules by using that contract, so the reasoning is off for me. But is it simply just a catalyst for FTR to break up, or maybe it's their heel turn? I've seen a lot of people are saying this is going to be where Adam and Christian Cage reform their famous tag team that made them famous all the way back in the WWE. Maybe that's a reason, but it's still... that result is fine. How they're executing it, though, I don't quite get. Further the rise of Nick Wayne, that still nobody cares about this kid. Yeah, because he doesn't agree with Christian now. It's like Christian is too popular, too powerful. It doesn't matter what Nick Wayne's doing. Also, Kip Sabian. People don't even say his name anymore. Then second, Swerve dethroning Mox is absolutely fantastic. I think that's fine. Swerve's great. It makes more sense. Technically, yes, I know Swerve isn't an AEW original, but he's been there a lot longer. He's a former champion, so he's AEW. That's fine. It makes more sense than somebody who made their career in WWE coming in and walking into a title. So the way the whole story was presented, where, Mox and the Death Riders are trying to teach AEW how to be AEW, and then you get somebody who's not AEW who's going to protect AEW. So it's those little kind of details, well, not even little, but those details, a little sloppy. Again, the way they're executing it. But so now, okay, if it goes the way I think, where it goes to All in Texas, because that's pretty much kind of their WrestleMania, what happens if Swerve doesn't win? Does he then go back to the rivalry I'm tired of between him and Hangman? And then also, what happened to Jay White? Wasn't he part of this a little bit? And then now he may not have made it to Dynamite. I don't know for sure. So maybe there was a part for him, but the Blizzard blocked him, and so he couldn't include him. But even before that, they kind of forgot Jay White was also part of this. So I'm confused, and not good confused. There's confusion where you don't know what's going to happen, and that's great, because as longtime fans like me, we can guess everything and usually are right. But yeah, so confusion, but not for the right reasons. So yeah, I mean, really enjoying the Death Rider story. The slow burn is fine with me. I consider it going all the way back to when Regal, Mox, and Bryan Danielson formed the BCC. I think the Death Rider story goes all the way to back then. So super long story and one of the most compelling stories in AEW. So I don't know. Again, Mox retaining is absolutely fine. Also, the rest of the Death Riders are all healed up, as we clearly saw. So it's just it's odd. I think, however, they were seeing the finish isn't landing the way they wanted, and so this was some kind of cleanup thing, but only created more questions for me at least. So it's strange, but thankfully, it's not the only major story happening in AEW. The other, of course, pardon me. The other, of course, is Timeless Tony Storm. She is unstoppable with the story. We're done with the Mariah May chapter, and effortlessly, even though Megan Bayne doesn't talk much, she's new in AEW, not a new wrestler per se, new to AEW, already seems like is somebody who could take the championship from her. So this is to the work not only of Tony Storm, who's doing all the talking. She needs to be the only one doing all the talking, making Megan Bayne look like $1 million and a credible threat, but also to Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander, who have also had matches with her. Megan Bayne's throwing F5s to everybody. So that looks great. So those are your two top stories in AEW right now. So that's what we're going with. It's, yeah, like I say, more of a rant than a yeah. And the one final thing, remember Kenny Omega? Yeah, he's back and a champion. It's going to be him versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Yes, that's a wrestler's actual name. And Ricochet for the international title at Dynasty. I thought it would have been a nice slam dunk to have him versus Orange Cassidy because they fought each other before for the AEW World title. So this is kind of nice to where Orange is also trying to take another title away from Kenny again. But instead, we have a triple threat. Triple threats can be great. Ricochet is a fantastic wrestler, and I'm now learning. So is Speedball Mike Bailey, who is Canadian. So I'm not completely upset. Always, you want a successful wrestling promotion, you need Canadian Samoans. I always say that. So at least they're doing that right. But anyway, yeah, folks, that's all I got. Again, didn't see Collision. Too hard for me to try to track it down. I will eventually. But we'll see. And then we're heading right into Dynasty next, which will be April 6th. And I will be doing a live reaction for that. And then too soon after that, also WrestleMania weekend. And WrestleMania is 2 nights. And I still think that's a mistake. But I promised the boys at Ringside Heat I would watch WWE again and do the reactions. So here we are. We all know what happens when I say promises on the internet. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for this week, folks. Thanks very much. Follow on all the socials down there. Big long list. You know what all the icons mean. And we'll talk to you next week. So long.